the film would have been a success even without,
The government.
no, even without Prime Minister Narendra Modi saying it's a good film.
Yeah.
You know, even without the BJP jumping on the bandwagon and promoting the film, it was going to be a hit anyway. So I would request actually governments, if possible, to stay out of this, you know. So,
To stay out of the film business.
no, because there were a lot of work to do, and
Yeah.
I think they should concentrate on that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another episode of the Fact Flashes Talk of the Time. Well, this week it is Chhatra Sansad 5th Gujarat Conclave, and I have been joined by the very popular Prakash Belawadi ji. And if you all know him because of Kashmir Files and Tuscan Files, and he is with us over here in the city of Vadodara. So, thank you so much, sir, for being here with us, and welcome to Vadodara.
Thank you so much.
So, sir, today you will be interacting with more than 15,000 students in the evening. What would you be telling them, and what is your topic going to be about?
I haven't really thought about a topic because I thought, you know, I should expect questions and I should be able to answer them. So one of the first things I'm going to say is that I would like to dedicate the time to you. So instead of my, you know, holding forth on something, this is a time today, you know, where too much has been said. If you look at the world today, so much has been said, but actually nothing is done. If you look at the invasion of Ukraine, for instance, so much is said by Western powers, but they really don't do anything about it, no? So the thing is, I think we should allow questions to come. We should have the courage to face them without preparation. Let's see what questions come, and you should answer as best as you can. Because, you know, this will expose you, show people exactly who you are, you know. Don't give time to prepare. Just ask the questions. And I'm going to give that offer. If they still say you should speak, I'll speak. Otherwise, you know, I will answer the questions. But to answer your question, if I have to speak about something, I will see that for long we've spoken about the demographic dividend in India. That means that, you know, like more than 50% of the population are very young people. So they will get to work. They will they'll produce stuff, value add, contribute to the GDP and national wealth, and in India will become a developed country because of that. Now this is the story, right? I think it's a much bigger story because you're talking about a group of a population that is not only young, they don't have the baggage that my generation had. You know, we had fear of white-skinned people. We had fear of foreigners in general. We didn't have courage to stand up to the world like young people can do today. I just gave an example of how Indian cricketers play today, young cricketers. They don't fear anybody, you know. They think they're world beaters themselves. This is a new India. See, you know, I you know, in my time, to imagine a young person like you sitting and confidently asking questions, you know, you'll have to count, you know, on the fingers of one hand maybe. But, you know, it's a changed India and we must expect more from you. And the responsibility is on us in two ways. One is that some of us may think we know, some of us may actually know a little. It's for us to tell young people the truth today about where we are, how we got here.
Right.
Right? It's a good and bad. We are in this state because of some things. And we are some good things we have done. We have rocket science in this country. For that also, you know, Vikram Sarabhai, for instance. So we have done some good things also because of some people. And you can see this effort is being made in Indian storytelling now, especially in popular media, in OTT platforms, in films, stories of near history, biographies which are told not just hagiographic pictures painting a halo around figures, but actually telling stories with grit, like warts and all, show everything kind of thing. We must deal with our history like that, because a lot is, I'm so sorry,
That's okay.
a lot of it has been hidden because of sense of shame.
Agreed. So let's talk about something, the elephant in the room. I may rather address it as Kashmir fighted extremely well. Extremely well. It got very popular. We just in the press conference we spoke about how it was a small budget film and went on, becoming so famous across the world. So when we talk about Kashmir files, usually it so happens that the government, because of the government, there are certain films that are banned, that don't happen, or they have to like shut them down. With Kashmir files, it so happened that it was because of the government that the film got such a push. The word of mouth, the word of publicity, as you said, it got such a push that it ended up becoming so popular and people started to watch it. So when we say government, it means that the government has a role to play in the film industry, Indian film industry as well. What do you say on that?
See, I feel disappointed with that interpretation, because I think the film would have been a success even without,
The government.
no, even without Prime Minister Narendra Modi saying it's a good film.
Yeah.
Even without the BJP jumping on the bandwagon and promoting the film, it was going to be a hit anyway, because people were filling halls before the Prime Minister noticed the film. It was on 4,000 screens or 5,000 screens before the Prime Minister watched the film. Okay, so my point is that I think the political speakers from both sides actually damaged the film in a way, because I think that the true worth of the film has been seen abroad. It's been received very well abroad as well. It was received very well before the politicians spoke. So I feel that the idea that the government promoted the film is a little bit insulting to the film. So I would request actually governments, if possible, to stay out of this. So
To stay out of the film business.
no, because there were a lot of work to do, and
Yeah.
I think they should concentrate on that. I think. Yeah.
Well, that's one of this is going to be on the promo. So, sir, apart from that, let's talk about the character actors and the kind of appreciation that they have been receiving lately in the industry. You have been one of it, and the character actors these days, they have started replacing the main actors. They're
No.
that is true, sir. We are the audience who watch it. It is the case is that people have now started watching or appreciating these kind of films where character actors are in the leading role, and they have started appreciating that the Indian audience has started now. They are learning what actual acting is, what the actual content is. So, what do you have to say on that?
I think this comes actually from the other side. It's a great opportunity. I agree with you, for character actors now, because the stories that are being told are not stories of one person knows everything and one person shall solve everything in the story. That kind of story, it's going to become more and more difficult to do. You have to, there is a philosophical point to this, that great enterprise requires, support. The Wali's, Sugriva's army had to come to help Lord Ram. Hanuman had to be there to help. There were many figures that contributed, They made fewer mistakes than Ram did, for instance. So the thing is, you must have a sense of reckoning that we are not like, Atmanirbharata
Yeah, Atmanirbhar.
is not of the person, is of the community.
True.
See the shirt I'm wearing, who grew the cotton, who made the weave, who made the dye, who styled and designed it, who delivered it to me. The food I eat, the cup I'm holding and the coffee I'm drinking, who made? What is yours in this? Actually, exactly what is yours in this universe?
Yeah.
This whole thing of me, myself is a stupid thing. philosophically, and I think good stories understand this, and good stories are told with many characters. Okay, there's a protagonist, and there's a place for the protagonist, man or woman. That's another thing. There are many women-oriented stories as well, which are coming back today. So I feel like the rise of the character actor again in Indian cinema comes from the maturity of Indian cinema storytelling again, which is actually led by the audience, because the audience is beginning to support it,
Right.
like you said.
So, sir, one last question. I always ask this to everyone that I interview. What would be your one thing that you would want to advise me as a youngster?
You know, we always thought when we were young, when we finished our 10th or 12th, you have to choose a career after that. Okay? We always thought, what is the scope of that career? I've done PCM, shall I pick computer science? What is the scope of computer science? Okay? Or if I've done, PCB, I'll say, shall I pick, medicine, or shall I pick, bio or something, whatever else it is, that follows bio.
Right.
But after you finish medicine, what specialization should you do? What is the scope? This is how we used to talk. If you want to marry a person, you'll say, how good will this person be to me? This is how we used to talk. I think we must change that orientation. And I think for you, it is an opportunity. The world is actually there. And you should think, I am here. What can I become? You should ask.
Yeah.
You should not say, what will that course make me? You must ask, what can I become? What are my possibilities? What can I become? And you pick the course you want to take. Sometimes it may be multiple. The new education policy actually gives you that opportunity now. So you should turn that question, what is the scope externally? You should stop. What is the scope internally? You should ask. That's what I would say. What can you become? You should think. You should not think, what can I become in television? You should think, what can you become? And you should go and do that. You should not be limited by this. No?
Right.
That's what I would say.
So I'm going to tie a knot of this advice and I'm going to keep it with me.
Thank
So
you.
ladies and gentlemen, this was Prakash T with us, and with this and a lot more that we need to learn about him, make sure that you keep watching TFF and go and attend the conclave today in the evening at Paro University. Thank you.